Duel Links' 4th anniversary is here. We have our UR Dream Ticket Glossy. I just pulled some really good units in Genshin Impact. Let's dive into the brand new Dream UR ticket and see what you should be getting with your ticket. Let's take a look. So this ticket I believe puts us at just before Zexa World releasing. I'm pretty sure we get everything up to then. So if we go and try and redeem this thing wherever the hell it is down. We are down here. Expires next year, January 31st. Okay, cool. So as always, really, you should be waiting as long as possible to spend your ticket because, you know, you might find cards like Whitestone that might get reprinted in the future structure deck, and then you can go in with some money and get it very cheap. Or, you know, a deck might fall out of fashion and not be very good. However, I will say Whitestone is a very good pick for Blue Eyes players if you're free to play. You know, if you are very adamant on not spending money, you can go in, get the EX deck for 1 copy, get 1 copy here, and then go into the mini box and have a very easy time of walking away with at least 3 copies. So, that's one to recommend. Now, we're going to go to the release date, because that's always the best way to go about these things, and then we're going to go the other way around. So, of course, you don't want to touch event cards. Like, it might be tempting to get another copy of Skullflame, but you do not want to do that. If you want to, you know, waste them on your normal tickets, but really normal tickets should go to ranked rewards, because those ones are harder to get. These ones will come back in future events. Also, no structure deck cards, so actually that's the thing actually. This one, Gagaga Coat, might be the only one I recommend, because you do need 3 copies of him for the deck to function. But you don't need 3 Cowboy. But you do need 3 Coat. So, or you know, more than 1. So, whilst the general rule is to not use your tickets on EX decks, this one does make a ton of sense. So, might be going back on my own, you know, knowledge there, my own wisdom, I guess. But, so yeah, the last box we got was this one, the Trishula Box, which is a very good card to get, but of that box, it and Karma Cut are the only 2 good cards, 2 good generic cards in the box, so really, you shouldn't need to get this from here. Like, you'll probably be going into that box anyway to get Karma Cut, so you might as well try and get it in on that run. So, good card, but wouldn't recommend it. Of course, you know, do not touch the Karakuris because they've been nuked to high heaven. Of course, this was the box that they were released in, or they get, you know, they got this good support in, but now it's not great. Next box was the, this one wasn't in the last ticket actually, this was the Infirmity Box, and of those decks, the only good card in here, really, is Snow, which I think you need 3 of, so if you haven't got 3 already, probably a good option to get because the deck will get better over time. It's still missing some cards. It's a very good rank 3 deck, and we're going to only get more rank 3s over time. So, decent investment from here on if you want to, but can understand why you probably wouldn't go for this, but do not go for Archfiend or any of these guys. They're just not really worth it. Like, next up we have Coral Dragon. Very, very good extra card. We're seeing Synchros kind of be phased out a little bit, with Thunder Dragons being a very good Synchro deck, now opting for things like Heliopolis with Levineer, or Ptolemy M7 instead of a rank 7, or rank, I can't remember if it's 6 or 7, I think it's a 7. So, it was, no, it's a 6, it would replace Coral Dragon. So, that's kind of an interesting thought, is that these cards, like this is literally, this is the ticket that says, hey, this is all things before Zexa World. Apart from event stuff, but this is all things before Zexal, so really nothing here is going to be that big of a deal. Like, again, the Fire King stuff, you're going to need multiple copies of the things from that box, so if you're going to go in, you would buy the structure deck, because you only need, like, you need, like, this card, and this card, and the trap, and then you need the SR spell card, so really, don't waste on this card. We have Madame Vare. So she was in the last one, and Witchcrafters currently, if we go by Dueling tournaments, they're tier 3-ish, they're, you know, they're going down on the list. They're okay. They have more support still to come, so it might be worth waiting on them. Again, you have this ticket for the entire year, so really, right now, not the best option. We can go and sort by popularity as well. Well, we can't do actually. I thought we could. Not on this one, apparently we can't. But what is next? Goki are seeing some form of comeback. They are going to get better with Exceeders, so I wouldn't be surprised if this becomes a bit of a rogue option, but still it's a mini, really. The value isn't there for the ticket, so not much use. We have Miscellaneousaurus. Every time this comes around, I want to recommend this because you never know what's coming for dinos. It is a very integral card. I genuinely thought that we might see it reprinted in the selection box. We didn't, I think. But if UCT is coming, which I don't think it is, it'll be very good. But UCT isn't going to come, so might want to stay away from this one. But again, a very good target. Ballista Squad and Faris. You know, Ballista Squad was in the selection box as well, I think. So if you went in, even though it's free to play, you shouldn't really. You might get more. It's a mini box card, very easy to get, but a very good stable card to have in your arsenal. So if you don't have a copy yet, might be decent. Do not, as a free to play, go for Spirit Dragon, because you're going to be going to this box anyway to get your Sages as a super rare. So over time, you're going to get this card, which is why I said go for the White Stone of Ancients instead, because then you would be able to go into that mini box once, get the one copy in there, then immediately switch over to this box and, you know, get a copy of Spirit Dragon, get your Master or Sages, and you don't need more than one, really, of this, so do not waste your ticket on this. This box aside, nothing else really too great. Like, Blood Bulb might be good in the future, but right now it's not really doing too much. Maiden is kind of useless for Blue Eyes right now, so don't bother getting her. What else? Okay, so we have the Dark Magician stuff. I really would like to recommend this, but of course, the deck isn't good right now. It's not... I mean, it is still good. It's just not, you know, broken to the point where it was stupidly toxic on ranked, and it was super fun. So, you know, to a normal person, don't get this, but if you're missing your third circle, they won't hit this card anytime soon. At least I hope not. So, really, it's a decent shout. Cyber Dragons are kind of good now again. They've always been good. And Rampage is a solid option because you are going to need it, but again, this is one of those decks that will get XC support. We have Nova, we have Infinity, but a ton of other cards still to get in the game, and this one won't be reprinted actually. They won't reprint this one. They'll reprint Core, but they won't reprint Rampage. I'm kind of sure on that one, so if you haven't got it already, you might want to. You kind of want two of them in a deck, so do with that what you want. Then we have, what else is good here? Raigeki Break, sure, that's fine. Blackwing, they put Zephyros in the box, but not Simoon, which was really weird, but I guess, you know, Zephyros does have a bit more use case outside of Blackwings, so sure, but Brynak, very good, generic, level 8 synchro, level 8, level 6 synchro, very good pick. Please do not get this, just ignore it. Alistar, we're not going to recommend it because the card is toxic and cancerous, and he's still around, unfortunately. Not as much, but he's still around. He's still kicking, but maybe... I mean, there is one pick I'll talk about later that's going to be pretty big for right now. What else on here could be a good shout? Thunder Dragon Hawk. I'm not sure if you play 2 or 3. I think you play 2. This deck is getting a resurgence now thanks to the brand new main box. So, if you don't have 3, if you don't have more than 1, Dragon Hawk might be a good shout because the rest of the archetype pretty much is free to play. You know, it's via, well, Thunder Dragon specifically. You know, it's via Mokuba's level ups, there's a super rare card in a future box, and then there's this guy. And this guy and Levianeer are probably the most expensive parts of that deck. So, a decent card to grab onto. Don't get Alistar, please don't get Alistar. Please don't. Do not touch Invocation. What else in here is good? This is the thing. This is the hard thing about this time around. Because there's so many things in the meta right now that don't touch a single card from previous boxes. We've had such a good last main box and structure deck that a lot of the things that were out before just aren't all that great. Like, yes, Lance is a great tech card. Very, very good card to get. If you haven't got it, you might as well. Do not buy Desperado Barrel Dragon. Again, good card for ladder. But for tournaments, not so great anymore. He's going way down. Who else in here could be considered good? Like, Diva has some fun things with the shark skills, so that's kind of nice, but I think they knew that, and that's why they put this card in the selection box, because easy reprint gets using shark skill. Beyond that, not too much use case for that at the moment. Vermilion, very good for Blue Eyes, which a lot of new players are going to be playing, so another very good option if you do want to go for this card, because this is in a very old box. The only other good thing this box to get, really, is Black Rose. And you're not making a level 7 Synchro in Blue Eyes. So you're making Dragon Mech, you're making your Azure Eyes. There's your White Stone again, which is again a very good pick if you're being strictly free to play. You're never going to spend a gem on this game, a gem, $1 on this game. Very, very good pick. What else came out? Like Wielder, I think still has some unseen potential for Xyzes. Over time, again, like when we get to Burning Abyss and stuff like that, this card will probably be very, very good. But again, it's a wait and see game. Like, Fire Fists, I wouldn't spend on them because I personally think, and I think the community is kind of thinking that this is a prime deck to be reprinted in a structure deck, and you'll be able to get these cards very cheaply, so don't really bother right now. Necro Valley, still decent. Not seeing that much play anymore, but sure. Same with Night Beam, still decent, but there's better cards in the game right now. And then we're getting to like the bottom of the barrel of synchros, like the first wave of stuff that really wasn't that great for Duel Links. And then we have like, where's all of the good like? See, Thunder Seals, I'm surprised this deck hasn't really came up yet. There's probably some broken strategy you can do with it, but right now no one's really using it, so sure. What else do we have that could potentially be good? Like, Canada is always going to be good. Needle Seeing is going to be very, very good going forward. There's a reason why they put this in the selection box, because it is a very, very good chase card to go for. And you do, you can get away with one. Maybe want to run more than that, but, sometimes you're just not going to face an opponent where this is going to come up. So, Canada is the better option. If you haven't got Book of Moon, which most likely you haven't, then of course Canada is going to be still one of your go-to cards for that deck. Where is like, it's really surprising going back and looking through all this, because all the like Cosmic Cyclone was very, very early on Duel Links, like stupidly early on. Still a very good card, but again, like Floodgate as well. The staples: Floodgate, Canada, Cosmic, Drowning. Good cards are always going to be good for a very long time in Duel Links, and then we're just back down to this guy. Blackluster, Buster Blader, the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman. This guy is going to come in clutch right now. Do not waste your ticket on this right now, because it is a waste. It's only going to be good for the next week or so, whilst people just play with Blue Eyes and spam down PvP. And then we get the mini box that adds in Buster Dragon and a bunch of new other cards, and you can kind of see where Konami might be going with this and wanting to counter their own things they just brought out to try and sell more products. So I'm kind of thinking that we'll see more Buster Blader stuff very, very soon. There's a few cards left for that archetype to get, but right now, a cool tech card, a cool card to kind of play to combat the current rank ladder, but not good enough to spend your once every 6 months dream ticket on. And then we again have absolutely nothing really going down to things like Spikaribo, of course. Decent option, but really, there's the 50% gem sale right now for boxes below, is it Blackstorm Rising? I think it is, the Blackwing box, the first one, so you might want to do that instead of free-to-play. Go into those boxes, get double the packs you usually would be able to, and see if you can pull some of these cards from there. That would be better. Axe Raider, you kind of have to mention in every single Dream Ticket video because he's just a meme. Sure. And that's about it. That is about it. So, overall, I'm just going to slide back up to the top. There we go. Overall, this one is kind of tough because we are in the know of what's good in the game right now. It's not like when we had the Zexal world where we were really unsure of what's going to be good. We're currently very comfortable in a metagame right now that's very much, Noble Knights and other stuff. Like, So this ticket is the last one for Zexal World. You know, for pre-Zexal World, for basically for 5D's Dark Dimensions World, this is the last one that specifically is going to be relevant for those cards. So maybe use it on a very good synchro, or a very good generic card that came out by a deck, or if you are building automats, this card's really good for it. Will continue to be very, very good for it. We are expected to get a super rare version that works with Go-Go-Go's and Dododos that's kind of similar to this, so it might not be as necessary going forward, but there's a ton of cool options in this ticket. Let me know down below what you are ending up picking, or if you're thinking about, you know what, I'm just going to delay it for a year, which is the best idea, to just delay it until the point where you find a deck you like a playstyle, and then you think, you know what, I'm going to do some investing. So, yeah, let me know what you think down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next Duel video. See you then.